right in your lap.
Welcome to House Education, Thursday, April 16th at 11:15 in the morning. Today is Adult Education and Literacy Advocacy Day. We have several students and staff related to that, who are going to share their stories with us. I think first is going to be Brian Kravitz. He's going to start us off. Development and
Good morning.
Outreach Director, Central Vermont Adult
Yeah,
Education.
good morning. I'm Brian Kravitz. I'm the Director of Outreach and Workforce Development at Central Vermont Adult Ed, and I am honored to be here with students from, we have students from Central Vermont Adult Ed and Vermont Adult Learning. This committee has been so incredibly supportive of our students and our work, and I know it's always a pleasure when you get to come in and hear from our students rather than us, and I'm really honored to be able to introduce our students. We intended to have more, but as often happens with adults, lives happen. They have kids, they have jobs. It's a different demographic than the younger students. And as a result, a couple of people were unable to come. It just happens. I do want to say, last Wednesday, I had an informational table down at the co-op here in Montpelier. And a woman came and said, she asked about the work, and I explained to her what we do. And she said, in Vermont in 2026, there's people who drop out of high school and there's people who have low literacy. And I said, yeah. And she said, I thought we'd solved that 25 years ago. To which I said, yes, it would be a better world if we'd solved that. And it would be a better world if we weren't needed, like so many other nonprofits, however we are. And I want to thank you all for your support of our students. It's really meaningful. So our first student to speak is going to be Rachel.
Hello. Thank you for having me. My name is Rachel Mello Smith. I live in St. Albans and study English at Vermont Adult Learning. I come from Brazil and I don't speak English. I came to the United States because a friend told me there was better work here. In Brazil, I was a professional cook at German restaurant. The job here was not good. I came and lived with my Brazilian friend. She wanted me to care for her child with autism. The work only paid $100 a week. I eventually got married to an American. He was very abusive. I came to Women's Shelter in Vermont to escape. I learned about English at Vermont Adult Learning. I wanted to learn English. Today, I take English with my teacher. I want to learn English for different reasons. Number one, I need a job to pay my bills. Number two, I need freedoms to speak with. Number three, I want to study maybe medicine, like radiology, or work with animals. Number four, I want to write a book in English and Portuguese about overcoming obstacles and believing in yourself. Some problems I have with English now are transportation to class. I like to walk, but I have problems with the bus. I also need transportation for work. I do not drive. I have no internet. I cannot afford internet right now. I cannot take the online class my teacher wants me to. I want and need more class. Right now, it is very limited. I hope that Vermont Adult Learning can help me more. In the future, learn more English to drive and to get a good job. Thank you very much for helping Vermont Adult Learning, helping me to get back to work and communication so much better. Thank you.
Thank you.
We got Mike.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
We're a little stage fright here, so like reminder here too. Um, my name is Michael Blazik, and I was born in Massachusetts. And I moved here 6.5 years ago. And, my life growing up was nothing but hell. You know, I had no education. I hardly ever went to school. You know, my dad passed when I was 7, and I could go into graphics, but I'm not going to. My brother committed suicide. I could go into graphics, but I'm not going to. We bounced around from home to home to home to home to home, so I had no plantage. No, you know what I mean? No school to go to every day on a regular basis, man. We'd always be evicted from this house to this house to this house and living in the bad neighborhoods that we're not supposed to be in. So therefore, I quit school. When I went to school anyways, I wasn't paying attention because I had all these things to turn, you know, through I lost my best friend, my father, my brother. Uh, my mother never took us to grievance, never. I mean, my father was an alcoholic and my mother. So I was raised by alcoholics. And my sister gave me permission to drink when I was 8 years old because I'd stay out of the way. I'd go in the room and pass out. So at the age of 8, I started drinking, and I've been drinking for 48 years. I got sober 12 years ago, and I've been sober ever since. I'm smoke free for a year. I went to this program, Higher Ability, because I had an operation done on my back, which was called for a long time ago, and finally I done it. And I'm a carpenter by trade, and so I can't go back to doing what I used to do. So I was like kind of forced into changing careers, you know, and you know, God works in mysterious ways. He really does. You know, because I like to help people. I really do. I sponsor people in AA, you know, and finally, through after going to um, what's this talking? Higher Ability. Higher Ability introduced me to Central Vermont adult education. And because that's what I told them I wanted to do is I wanted to change careers. I didn't want to do what I used to do anymore. So she introduced me to this Higher Ability, and I've been there ever since. Um, I work with Ed, Mr. Ed over here. He's a wonderful teacher. He works with me in my disabilities that I have. He knows how to work with them and work around them in order to teach me what he's trying to teach me, because I do have disabilities. And so I've been there probably a little over a year and a half now. Hopefully by June 30th, I could graduate and have a high school diploma. And I'd be the only one out of 7 out of my family to have. That was another reason why I wanted to hear. I was having too much fun doing whatever I was doing growing up to pay attention to life. I thought it was fun, but it really wasn't, you know. But it's this not higher ability, but Central Vermont Education, adult education, really saved my life. You know, it gave me a different avenue to go down. And it's given me an education. You know, I mean, these things that I'm learning now that I'm 60 years old. You know, again, you're never too late to learn. But there's stuff that it's crazy what I'm learning. You know, and it's all Chinese to me, and it's making sense. You know what I'm saying? After all these years, man, it's like it's interesting. You know, it really is. It's interesting everything we do. And, I'm really appreciative of Central Vermont adult education, and if we can keep funding these educational programs, you know, that would be a beautiful thing. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John Somerson?
Hello, everyone.
Oh,
My name is Homerson. Eh, I'm from Venezuela. I'm refugee here in the country. I've been living in Rockland, Vermont, for about 1 year, 7 months. Since I arrived in this country, I understood that learning English was something I had to take on right away. I knew it was essential to move forward, build a better future, and fit in with my community. At the beginning, it was not easy. However, I didn't give up. While working, I also keep going to class at Vermont Adult Learning. This program, along with the support of my teacher, Rebecca, has helped me grow step by step and build up my confidence. Learning English has also helped me a lot in my job. It allows me to communicate better with customers and co-workers, understand instruction, and feel more confidence while working. Because of this, I can do my job more efficiently and provide better service. Today, I am able to communicate more clearly in many everyday situations. I no longer depend on a translator, except when I come across technical vocabulary. I understand that I still have a long way to go, but I continue to work on my pronunciation and keep improving my fluency every day. Thank you for your time and for supporting programs like this that truly make a difference.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Hello. I'm gonna say thank you for listening to me. Uh, this program is changing our life every day. And I'm going to tell you a little history about me. When I arrived in the United States, I didn't speak English. Nothing. No word in English. Just hi and good morning. No more. I felt lost and afraid because I couldn't communicate. It was really hard to me. My first job was pushing carts at Walmart. And during the interview, I had to use my phone translator. Every day was very hard. One day was very harder more than last day. Customers talked to me and I couldn't answer. Simple things like buying food, go to the bank, felt overwhelming. I know some words I can't pronounce, but in my school, in adult learning, I'm improving that. I'm working on it. My life began to change when I joined Vermont Adult Learning. They opened their doors to me and gave me the opportunity to start English classes for beginners. From the first day, my teacher showed great patience, care, and commitment. She never gave up on me, even when I made mistakes or felt frustrated. She always say, step by step. Always we are learning step by step. I began to learn, and after a few months, I was able to understand people and help customers. He asked me, "Hey, what was your first word in English that you learned? How can I help you?" I gained confidence, and for the first time, I felt that I belonged here. As my English improved, I was able to take in driving license, follow instruction to learn to ride. Oh, I can understand, and earn my driver's license. I am so proud for that. My progress was noticed at work, and I was given a new opportunity in the home department at Walmart. I'm gonna say right now, I am team leader. I am a team leader for my department home in Walmart. Today, I am in the intermediate level of English. I can speak, I can read and write English. I can go to the bank, to the supermarket and restaurant without use my Google Translator. All of this happened in just 1 year. Thank you to Vermont Adult Learning for that. Is how my life is changing. They didn't only teach me English, they gave me confidence, independence, and hope. Thank you for opening the door to people like me, like the like you. Who want a better life and real change. I want to real change. I want to be a better person every day. And adult learning, they all gave me that opportunity. My dream is continuing learning, and one day, I think in few months, give back teaching math and Spanish at Vermont Adult Learning, helping others the same way they helped to me become part of this community. I truly hope the Vermont State I can pronounce, you can help me. Legislature continues to support programs like this, like Vermont Adult. I am the model they took for this program because they truly change our life. And in my school, Adult Learning Rutland, we have one I can say like this in the entry. Wherever go with all your heart. Thank you for listening.
Congratulations. Wonderful.
Hi, my name is Misha Ivor. As of today, I'm an artist. I'm writer and illustrator of children's books. I'm a parent, which explains why I'm exhausted. I am a former student of Vermont Adult Learning. I'm an advocate for victims of domestic violence because duh. And I'm a member of this community and I take it very seriously. About 7 years ago, I came to Vermont just for vacation. I lived at the time already 5 years in New York City, and although I was pretty successful in my field as a graphic designer, I was miserable and lonely because regardless of my attempts to find community, I felt lonely even surrounded by millions of people. I didn't know what I want, but I knew that life doesn't fit me and I need something very abstract and not very clear, but something. And I had this very small vacation here and I fell in love with people. And I was curious if maybe this place can be my home. I had some time in between jobs and I decided that it's a good opportunity to check if there's some English classes potentially available in Burlington, Vermont. So I did what I always do when I'm curious. I Googled it. Vermont English classes in Burlington, and this is how I found Vermont Adult Learning. I had no idea why I exactly went there. Just I was curious and driven by nothing, just curiosity. I was amazed how many opportunities were just available there. And I couldn't believe that if I want it, I can have it. I took art history classes. And although it's something I studied through my whole life, since early middle school age, all the way to my master's degree in creative field, that was a challenge because learning the same things in English, it's a very different creature. But my teacher, Megan, was just a pure inspiration and I just couldn't have enough of it. And then I took a class on persuasive writing, although I had no idea what persuasive means. But Megan was so amazing that I decided whatever this mysterious persuasive is, I am happy to learn it because she's so good, I don't even care. And that was an amazing experience on its own. And this is where I learned about how to build argument, how to do research on your audience. So I Googled HBO and Allview. And how to make the drafts and even how to format, all these Word documents. And then I just was practicing how to express myself in a very clear way, in the way that it's received, hopefully in the way I would love it to be received. So that was awesome for us to learn things there. And then I took a class on English because I was told that Beverly Kime is a genius of teaching. And she's so good, I just had to try it. So I did, and I'm happy to confirm she is that good. I also took a civics class with Beverly too, with the same logic as Megan. Beverly's great, so whatever she is teaching me, I just want to have it. And that class was my favorite. First class was about learning about American government, all these branches of government and what they're supposed to do and hopefully doing, and what do legislators and how to participate. And then she invited some legislators to meet the students. And I was just amazed because I'm from Belarus. We don't do these things there. We don't meet our representatives. If anything, we work very hard to avoid to be noticed by our government, because usually it's a very short distance from that experience to some prison's sentence. And I was amazed that not only we can learn about them slash you, we can actually approach you, ask questions, disagree, challenge, make demands, hold you accountable if needed. That was just mind blowing. It's not something that I just culturally even could take. We learn about local organizations that exist in Vermont. I'm in Burlington, so more like locally there, that were created in the living memory. And we met all these people who just at some point decided that something is needed and therefore just did it. Like the guy who wanted to help a neighbor to have a bike to commute to job, and now it's old folks home. And how all these community health centers were created of Flynn. It was fascinating to learn that it's not just something abstract and untouchable, but actually it's right there and you can approach and talk to people and learn these things. It's like a blueprint. Our final test was to pick one organization and then to go there by themselves as our teachers and interview them and then sort of create a presentation. And I picked SIBA because I'm an artist, so I really want to know what else exists in a local community. And because of that, I was later able to have participate in some exhibitions or be in the markets. And just like it was just so wonderful and supportive, and cannot take enough of it. I love this class so much, I took it twice. Because, Beverly. And looking back now, I see how those experiences shaped the way my everyday life looks now. Today, I'm very deeply involved in the community. As an artist, I collaborate with local organizations, participate in exhibitions, and try to support other local artists, or at least trying to help maybe to navigate the whole system and maybe where to go and where to ask for help. And if somebody's struggling with the very, very first steps, I just refer them to Vermont Adult Learning, so I know they will fix it. I'm also involved in the school community. I'm part of the PTO and part of all these committees because it's just so much fun. From what I learned there, I think the biggest benefit is that I was able to completely rewrite self-identity. I could remove this element of the fear that I'm just me and it's not enough and it's impossible to change anything because what can one person change? And now I know it's not really actually true. I mean, it depends on the person, but as me as a person, I can. So therefore, I am deeply involved in advocacy for victims of domestic violence. I'm one of the co-founders of Uplift Vermont and the Vermont Network. I'm helping new victims to navigate this complicated system and looking for support and sort of navigate what type of support and how to reach and how to get it. Most importantly, I learned that knowledge is not something you just keep it to yourself. It's important to keep spreading it, like seeds from the spring flowers, because by doing that, everybody benefits from it. If art history in English, that was so hard, show me that there's a different perspectives from what I believed I already knew. Again, I studied all my life. And if civics kind of show me where I'm standing now, maybe persuasive writing helped me to understand how to deliver this message. And I use it truly every day through my personal some unpleasant experiences. I found myself often writing drafts for the courts to advocate for myself and my family. And I don't think I'll be able to do it ever without this knowledge and skills that I just developed there. And if 7 years ago, I learned about this abstract concept of understanding who your audience is and how to deliver your message, it's kind of fascinating. Today I'm doing precisely that right now. And I think Vermont Adult Learning helped me to transform this abstract vacation experience in Vermont to something that it's my home now, that I fight for and advocate for and try to protect fiercely. And That's it. And thank you so much for your time and for everything you're doing on behalf of my community. Thank you.
Also have Julia.
Good morning.
Duval. Well, am I pronouncing it right?
My name is Dwalt Tungwar, originally from South Sudan. I came in 2023 as a refugee. I spent half of my life in refugee camps and the rest inside civil war in my home country. My dad was a paramount chief and had 9 wives and over 50 children. Whenever my dad goes for his daily community service, he would carry me along so that I could listen to how he handled dispute. I would sit down listening the whole time, and in the evenings when we are back home, he would ask me whether he did handle some of those disputes well or not. And sometimes I would give him my honest opinion. If there is any case that he would have weighed the fine or the punishment, my dad would call his assistant sometime. Maybe if there's someone that I mentioned, and he would try maybe to adjust the fine here and there. So that is how he has taught me giving service to the community in a very honest way. My dad always wanted me to be like him and to serve the community in resolving issues. This is where I got my inspiration to be a lawyer so that I can be a arbitrator. At that time, my dream was to go to school, but because of civil war in Sudan, by then, I never got a chance, and I have always found myself being displaced with my family. And sometimes I'm being forced with other children to carry some South Sudan's rebels logistics item in our heads, and would sometimes come face to face with enemy. And that is how I one day got injured by the Sudanese helicopter gunship. After surviving and to struggle to walk several hundreds of miles into far areas where humanitarian organizations operate, I was flown to Kenya by ICRC for treatment for 6 months. And after I got healed, I went to the refugee camps where I spent 10 years before going back to my home country to go vote for separation from Sudan, which was oppressing us in the south. In 2011, we got our independence from Sudan, but within 1 year, another civil war broke out, and I ended up in the refugee camp again in Kenya and Uganda till I came here. When I arrived, I enrolled at Vermont Adult Learnings, and I start with English, then maths. I then enrolled for other courses. It's been almost 3 years now, and I will be graduating hopefully within the coming months in June with my high school diploma this year, and joined college for economics degree, and after law school. So my level of education right now has improved since I came. I'm able to apply and compete in the job market easily because I know how to write and read. I aspire to be a useful citizen to this great nation. I am also volunteering for the community service and charity organization here around Burlington. I would like to thank you for the support for the adult education so that people like me can get free education. And I know many of my community members are also in these centers like the Vermont Adult Learnings, and many other refugees will continue to access this service if the support continue to come through. Thank you very much.
Wow. That's it. Wow.
A couple of short little stories.
Sure. Anyone else that? Speak? Any questions or comments from anyone in the committee?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. I was a math teacher for over 30 years, so I hope you achieve your dream of helping people to learn math because I know how important that is.
Yeah.
I hope that comes true for you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.